back with another video. This time it's going to be a story time about a time when I went out with this guy, and it was the worst date of my life, of my freaking life. So let's start off with the beginning, of course. So this man, I met him in the grocery store. I was at Schnucks and I was just picking up a few things before I went home, and he kept staring at me, and I was like, he's gonna talk to me. I feel it. I feel like he's gonna talk to me because he kept staring at me when I was trying to get my little milk or whatever I was getting. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So then he did proceed to talk to me after we made eye contact like a few times, and I thought he was okay looking. I didn't think he was like all that cute. He was okay. So I was just like, okay, I guess I'll engage in conversation with this guy. So then he went on ahead and asked me for my number and blah, blah, blah. You know how the story goes. Guys see you at the store and want to talk to you, whatever, and get your number. So he got my number or whatever. We texted maybe for like a week, 2 weeks, something like that. And so we eventually made plans to go out, but the plans weren't actually solid plans. He just asked me out on a date. He didn't say what the plans would be. He just said he wanted to go out on a date. So excuse me for the background noise, guys, sorry. The air conditioning is on. I'm in the basement. But anyway, so he asked me out on a date, and I was just like, okay, cool. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, he probably has something planned out for us, so that's fine. So then we went, fast forward to the weekend. We met up around noonish in the parking lot because I didn't want him to know where I live. That's weird. Met up in the parking lot. He parked next to my car. I got in his car, and then right when I got out of my car, I noticed what he was wearing, and I wasn't too fond of what he was wearing. I'll just put it that way. Like, the way he was dressed was not my cup of tea. When I met him in a grocery store, he had on like regular work clothes, so I didn't really know how he dressed outside of work, but I got a little glimpse there, and it wasn't my cup of tea. He had on a super tight shirt. Like, he's very like muscular and built, so but I don't look for that kind of body type. So because I know that he has like he likes to wear tight shirts to show off his body, basically, and I'm not into that kind of stuff. So he had on a tight fitted black shirt or whatever, and then he had on some jeans, and they had like they were like distressed jeans, and I'm not a fan of distressed clothes per se. I like some distressed clothes, but I don't know. But anyway, point is, I didn't like what he was wearing. And then so he went, he got out the car, and he came to my car, and I got out my car, gave him a hug, whatever, got in his car, and we started talking about like random stuff, and he asked me to borrow my charger because he had an iPhone also, and his phone was gonna die soon. So I was like, okay, cool. So I went back to my car to get my charger, put it in his car and whatever. So I got in the car, and he was like, so do you live with your parents? And I was just like, why? Why does that matter? So then he was like, well, if you live with your parents, you know, that's kind of weird. And I was just like, well, I do temporarily, but you don't even understand what I went through for me to even have to live with my parents at this point. And he was like, really? At 26 years old, you live with your parents? So I didn't like that. That was very insulting to me because, yes, I live with my freaking parents, and it's not even in your business of what I went through. But if you must know, I will tell you eventually. If I feel safe enough to tell you that story, I will. But right now, I feel like it's none of your business. It's first date. You don't know me that well. Why do you need to know all those details? So he was just like, oh no, I'm not trying to offend you or anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm like, well, first of all, I don't like your tone, the way you said that, your facial expression, any of that. That was just all rude. Like, your demeanor, your body language, all of that was rude. Like, you're judging me because I live with my parents for right now. It's temporary. I'm not going to stay here forever. So that pissed me off. And I was just like, whatever. I kind of just like shrugged it off. At that point, I should have left, but whatever. So I'm sitting in the car, whatever, and I told him like how I felt about that. He apologized and we moved on. And oh no, before he apologized, though, he was like, well, it would be worse if you were a mean person, because if you were mean, you know, it'd have been worse. And you're lucky you're a woman, because, you know, if you were a man, that'll be even more weird. If you were a guy, you can get away with that though because you're a woman. And I was just like, who says stuff like that? That is so rude, but whatever. Anyway, he apologized for the stupidity, and I was like, whatever. So then he proceeded to ask me if I was hungry. And I was like, yeah, a little bit. And he was like, oh, well, I already ate, but like we can go get you some food. Who eats before they go out on a date? I'm really trying to figure this out. Who freaking goes to go eat by themselves before they go out on a date? The whole point of the date is for you guys to go eat together. Why would you go eat by yourself and then come get me and then ask me if I'm... What? I don't know. Like, I just like... Sir, you need to get together. But anyway, he was like, yeah, I ate some fish and blah, blah, blah. I hope my car doesn't smell like fish and whatever. I'm like, I don't care about the fish smell. The fact that you ate is the problem. What is going on here? But anyway, so I was just like, all right, you pissed me off again. And then he proceeded to tell me that he picked me up high. He was high when he picked me up, guys. He was high. High. Why are you high? For what? Like, why? Like, I'm like, you're already pissing me off. And it's been, we're not even on a real date right now. It's been like 5 minutes and you already pissing me. Like, that's weird. That's weird. Like, what's going on? And it's weird that I fucking stayed, but whatever. So then he proceeded to drive, and then he turns around and asks me, so what do you want to do? Did this man just ask me what you're asking me what I want to do? You asked me out on a date. Remember that? You told me you wanted to go out with me. You were interested in me. You were staring at me at the grocery store. It wasn't the other way around. So why the hell don't you have something planned? Who asks somebody out on a date and then as soon as you get with them, they're like, oh, what do you want to do? Like, what? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, that makes absolutely no sense. So then I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. I thought you had plans, but I mean, we can go to the movies or I don't know. I don't know. But the funny thing is, I had a super gut feeling that he was going to do that. I had a big feeling that he was going to like get me in the car with him or wherever we were going to go or be. And he was going to ask me what I wanted to do. I just knew it. I freaking knew it. But anyway, so he was just like, okay, well, there's this event, you know, near my apartment, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm not going by your apartment. I really don't want to be around you right now, but I'm damn sure not going to your apartment. That's not happening. So then we decided to go up to the movies. So somehow we just end up on that decision. But then when he was driving, he kept like staring at me, but not at the road. Like, I'm like, dude, we're on the highway. We're doing like 75-ish and you just not paying attention. Like, what's going on? Like, he literally was like, and I'm like, can you turn, like, go that way? Just turn your head that way. Just, yeah. So he was doing all that and I was just like, okay, you doing way too much. Like, I need you to look at the road because you got precious cargo in this car right now. And if something happened to me, that's on you. So can you please, like, pay attention? So then eventually he turned around or whatever. I'm thinking that's just because he's high. I don't know. I have no clue. And then, so I was like, do you always smoke? Or is this just like a social thing? Or you was nervous today? So I'm confused. What's well, I just you know, I just have to smoke because I have anxiety and blah 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 blah. I'm like, that's cool, but like, you pick me up high. That's just a problem for me. I'm sorry. Like, I can't. Like, that's weird to me. And then you're acting weird on top of it. It'd be different if you were a high functioning high person, and then you can like play it off and be cool. No, you're acting weird. So obviously you can't handle it. So why are you doing it? Like, anyway, fast forward, we get to the movie. This man leaves the movie like at least 3 times, and I kid you not, he leaves at least 3 freaking times. 3. So then he freaking gets on the phone multiple times throughout the day. Like, he was like leaving me wherever we were, whatever setting we were in, he would leave me to go get on the phone and talk business with somebody. I don't even know who he was talking to. And he basically was like saying like, oh, I could be making money right now, but I'm with you. Like he's doing me a favor. Boy, you ain't doing me no favor, because first of all, I don't even want to be with you right now. I don't want to be around you right now because of the first 15 things you did wrong already. But anyway, so I was just like, okay, whatever. And then we was like walking around the mall for a little bit, and he was asking me about my ex and all this other stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about that right now because I'm not comfortable sharing that. I don't really know you that well to be telling you like that kind of stuff right now. And it's not even that I didn't know him well enough. It just didn't feel right telling him anything about me. I didn't want to open up to him. He didn't seem, something wasn't right. So I was just like, I don't want to talk about that right now. So he got upset about that. Like, legit agitated because I didn't want to talk about it. So I was like, we can talk about you and your ex though. So he didn't have a problem talking about that. So he went on and on and on about that for a little second. But then he switched it back to me and was asking me like, how come you don't want to tell me about your ex? It's a little suspect that you don't want to tell me and all this blah blah blah. I'm like, it's not suspect at all. I just don't trust you enough to tell you anything. You don't have the type of energy that I want, that I'm looking for in a man. Like, your energy is on a different frequency than mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's So I just didn't say much about it. I kind of gave him like the gist of it a little bit, but I didn't really say too much. So then fast forward to, I think we went to lunch after. Went to lunch. He asked me some other questions about whatever, like random stuff. And then we were talking randomly about something, and then he looked down at my stomach and he was just like, and I'm like, what? He was like, I'm just trying to see, like, move your jacket. And I was just like, okay. So I moved my jacket and I'm like, what? And he was like, oh, I was just trying to make sure you wasn't pregnant because you looked pregnant for a second. I was just trying to make sure because you never know with these women these days. What? I look pregnant? Wow. So I look fat, to use what you're saying. I look fat. Okay. So, wow. So that was interesting that he said that. I was like, okay, cool. You think I look fat? But anyway, I just skipped over that. I was just like, okay, this man is rude as fuck. He's rude. That's it. So what else happened after that? Oh, he was talking about his ex a lot at the table, and I'm like, so you asked me about my ex. I didn't ask you about yours. If I didn't ask you about your ex, that means I'm not interested, sir. I don't care. Don't care. Do not care about your ex at all. Zero. Zilch. I don't care. Why are you talking to me about your ex? Ain't this supposed to be a date? Like, what's up? What's going on? So then, guys, I get so pissed off talking about this because I, like, anyway, worst date of my life. So then he proceeds to, like, we walk outside of the restaurant, we're done eating or whatever, we're going back to his car, and as we're going back to his car, he like stopped 800 times to talk to people he knew, and he was like, they were giving him stuff to smoke in the middle of the street, and I'm just like, so you just, all right, anyway, I'm just not gonna even comment on that. I was just like, okay, whatever, can we just get back to the car, please? So we go back to his car. As we're walking to his car, he's saying, I don't know, something about you that's different. Like, it seemed like you don't get a lot of, and by a lot of, y'all know what I'm talking about. I said, first of all, you mean I'm selective about who I with? Yeah. Hello, what you be? Like, I'm not about to be out here doing it with everybody. You gotta be real special for me to do that. Very special. You, like, what? Did you really just say, like, wow, you really, guys, and y'all understand, as the day goes by with this man, it gets progressively worse. Like, progressively worse. I was like, what the, is this man for real? He's for real. Like, wow. So anyway, back to the story. So he insulted me like about 800 times at this point, and I was just like, okay, whatever. So then we go to the gas station to get some gas. But, well, I thought he was getting gas. He wasn't getting gas, y'all. He just parked outside the gas station to make a deal. I don't know what he was doing, honestly. I have no clue. I was just like, what the freak is going on? But then he was trying to like fidget with his phone to get some music to play on the radio, I mean on the stereo thing, whatever. So he was getting frustrated with that, and he was like taking his anger out on me because he was mad at his phone. And I was just like, what the freak? I have nothing to do with your phone right now, sir. I am so sorry that your music won't freaking play. That has nothing to do with me, okay? So whatever attitude you got right now, I need you to calm it down, because that has nothing to do with me. I didn't do nothing to you. So then he was still fidgeting with his phone the whole night. Whatever. Keep in mind my charger is still in the car. Remember that for later. Charger's still in the car, whatever. He's using it, whatever. And then what happened? We go to the hookah bar after. No, before we went to the hookah bar, he made another stop to talk to another guy. He parked his car on the side of the road, and then there was another car in front. And the car in front, there was a guy in there, and he went in the car and sat there for a long time. He was talking to the guy for a long time while we're in the middle of a freaking date. Like, who does that? Who does that? You sitting in the car, in the man's car, and I'm in your car in the passenger seat, just sitting there twiddling my thumbs. You forgot that I wasn't like, what's up? So this man sitting there for a long time, and then he finally gets out the car. Another guy gets out the car, and I'm like, y'all about to kidnap me? What's up? What's going on? So he come around the car, his friend come, and then look down, like he kneels, or not kneels down, but he like squats down a little bit to look in the window to see how I look. And then the guy's like, oh yeah, you winning, bro. And he gave him a handshake, and he walked back to his car. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what was all of that? Like, what are we doing? That made me even more upset. Like, I was pissed. Like, why are you looking at me like I'm a trophy or something? Like, I'm a person with feelings. Can you not do that? So anyway, he gets in his car or whatever, and I'm like irritated at this point, like super irritated, more than I was when I first got in the car. So then we go to hookah after, and we were okay. Like, it was annoying because there's a guy sitting in the booth next to us, and he was like, he kept talking to him for some reason. He just kept, and he didn't even know who he was. He just kept talking to him. It was weird. So then that was annoying to me, but I was just like, whatever, I don't care at this point. So we're done with hookah. After a while, we go back to his car again, and at this point I'm ready to go home. It was like 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock, something like that. I'm ready to go home. I'm over it. So then he freaking asked me to break down his tree, and I was just like, nah, I don't want to. And I just said it like that. Like, I didn't say it disrespectful. I didn't call him out his name. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I didn't roll my neck. I didn't roll my eyes. None of that. I was just like, no, I don't want to. No, thank you. I don't want to. And then he was just like, why not? And I was like, I don't want to. I don't owe you an explanation of why. I just said no. That's it. And so he was just like, well, I don't understand why you can't do that. It's not that hard. All you're doing is breaking it down and put it in the cone. Like, it's not that. And I was just like, so I said no to you, and you don't want to take no for an answer. That's what it seems like. You see how women probably wouldn't go for that? Like, if a girl say no, she means no. That's it. Like, what do you mean? Why? Don't stop trying to reason with me of why I said no. Like, I said no, period. That's it. Like, I don't want to. That's it. Stop trying to argue with me about it. Take me home at this point, because now you pissing me off for real. Like, I'm getting, because he literally got mad at me because I said no about breaking down his tree. And I was just like, this dude is weird. He's weird. Like, I gotta go. So then we got into like a small argument about that. Like, he was literally trying to argue with me. Like, who argues with somebody on the first date? He was arguing with me like we've been together for years. It was weird. Like, I don't even understand. But anyway, this man arguing with me about this. He finally starts the car up after 20 minutes of us just sitting there, because he was trying to like still fidget with his phone. He was trying to get the music to play on his phone again, and he was getting frustrated about the phone and getting mad at me about not breaking down his tree at the same time. So he was just like frustrated about everything at the same time, I guess. I don't know what his problem was. I don't care what his problem was. I wanted to go home because my problem with him was, it was just too many problems. So I was like, okay, I want to go home. So then we finally started the car up, and then he took me back to my car. I was getting out his car to go back to mine, and I was just like, yes. Finally back to my car. Like, I feel good. I feel free. Like, I'm back to my car. Like, I can get away from this crazy man. Thank the Lord. And y'all, it gets worse. It gets freaking worse. So this freaking man asked me for a kiss before I got out his car. He was like, can I have a kiss? And I was just like, from who? Because you ain't get one from me. Like, what you mean? Can you get a kiss? Boy, bye. Goodbye. Good freaking bye. So I got out his car, and I forgot my charger. I left it in his car. Remember that, guys? So I get in my car and drive off. This man, I use that term loosely because he don't even deserve that title, man. He's not a man, but whatever. Get in my car, drive home, or on my way home or whatever. He calls me, and we on the phone. He's arguing with me again about other stupid stuff that really irrelevant, very irrelevant stuff he's arguing with me about. And then I get off the phone. I'm like, hey, I'm about to go to sleep. I'm irritated. I gotta go. Like, bye. Get off my phone. So I get off the phone with him, and then right when I got off the phone, he texted me and said, hey, basically something like he's changing his mind and he don't want to continue dating or something like that. And I was just like, okay, cool. I'm not really worried about it. Honestly, I don't care. You're annoying and you're rude and so many other things I don't want to name right now because I'll be mean. But no. So what happened after that? Oh, so as soon as he sent that message, like literally only 2 or 3 minutes after he sent that message, a woman called my phone. And then I didn't answer because I didn't know who it was. And then she texted me and said, do you know, I'm not going to call his name. I'm going to say his name is Kyle. Do you know Kyle? And I was just like, Kyle? That's not what he told me his name was. He didn't say his name was Kyle. He said his name was something else. In the grocery store, he told me a whole nother name. So this man is... Wow, now you're a liar. Okay, so... Wow. I was in shock about that one, but I was just like, okay, and I didn't text back because I didn't care anyway. I was planning on never seeing him again anyway. I don't care. So then the girl texted again, and she said, just to let you know, FYI, he's talking to you and about 5 other women anyway. And I'm like, this must be the ex he was talking about the whole time we was out. And talk about ex, like, I don't think that was your ex. I think that you're still with her. You probably still live with her because you just left my side. We just parted ways. It hasn't been that long. So you must live with this girl. And then maybe she got in your car and she saw the pink Charger and was like, whose Charger is this? Because I definitely left that pink Charger in his car. So the girl probably saw it and was like, what the heck is this? So that's how I feel. That's how I feel like she figured out that I was somewhere around him for the day, or someone was around him for the day, a woman. And so then after that, I was just like, okay, now you trying to cross me over into the realm of drama. First you was just being stupid, now you got me in drama. Like, what are we doing here? So at this point, I'm like, blocked. You blocked. Blocked. With a capital T at the end. Okay? Blocked. So I was like, no, I gotta go. Nope. Blocked. I went to sleep. I didn't care about nothing he was saying. He sent me a paragraph talking about some, please forgive me and let me explain. Can we talk about this? Call me so we can talk about this and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care enough to talk about it. If I liked you and we've been dating for a while, and that'll be different. But it's been one date and I don't like you like that to even care. I don't care. Don't care. So then since I blocked him, he called me off 3 or 4 different numbers, and he was calling me for a good 2 days after. 2 days after we parted ways for one date, he called me for 2 days straight off of 3 or 4 different numbers. I was just like, what the heck is going on? Do I have to call the police on this man? Like, what is happening? So then I just was like, okay, if he continues to do this, then I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to change my number or something. I don't know. Thank God this man don't know where I live, but like, no. So after that, I was just like, okay. It died down. Like 3 days, 4 days past the time, it died down. He didn't call back anymore. He didn't text me anymore or anything like that. So it's all good. I'm safe. But yeah, that was the time I went on the worst date of my life. And actually, low-key, that kind of scarred me from wanting to date anymore. I'm not really interested in dating for a long time, honestly. Because I just got out of a long relationship. And then to go from that to that was weird. Like, I was like, it's just, men are just, I can't right now. Maybe I'll change my mind, but like right now, I don't even want to even think about dating. It's the thought of dating exhausts me a lot. So, but yeah, anyway, this video is long. It's crap. So let me hurry up and wrap this up. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed that story, let me know. Make a comment down below, subscribe, and like. All right, guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.